Alright, cool. There's already someone watching. Nice. Okay, so gonna start out designing a mount for 2 rocks the guy made last time. So I'm going to get all my Bionicle part bins out and then decide what sort of animal to make for him. This bin on top of the other bin and build stuff in this space. So what kind of animal do I want to make? I haven't thought about this too much. My first few thoughts were maybe like an ostrich type of thing, mainly because that wouldn't use up a lot of pieces. That would be kind of small and thin, so I wouldn't have to do too much Technic stuff there. But if I do want to do Technic stuff, I could make something like a Dewback from Star Wars. I got that idea because the staff I made for him came from the stormtroopers who rode the Dewbacks, also with big staffs, and that's where that idea came from, so I could also make him have something like that. But I'm also trying to think if there's any other animals that could be interesting for this post-apocalyptic wasteland I'm thinking of. I do have in my head bin a lot of animal-related heads. Like, I could try to find a way to use a Vizirac head, although that might be kind of difficult. I do have Gadunka's head, but I'm planning on doing something with that in the future, so I probably don't want to use that today. I've got a bunch of Vikings dragon heads. The brain attack dragon, I forget the name of it, but I have that thing's head I could use. Also blends with one of those. Could put together. Oh, I forgot I had this. This is the Viking serpent head. The weird insect head for 2009. I'm trying to think of what insect you're referring to from 2009. The Vorok's head, the tan one. Is that what you're referring to? I have one of those, but I'm using it on another mock, so I don't want to take that off of that. I do, if I want to go the insect route, I have this from 2008 I could use. Also got this thing from Hero Factory. What other insect stuff do I have in here? I have a bunch of skull spider heads that I could kind of work, although this is kind of insect-like. I have General Grievous. I have to click about the Vizirac, or wait, you said the Vizirac or that referring to which one? One of these or something else? Sorry, I'm not looking at chat at the moment. Insect mouth. Okay. I suppose so. I'll keep all the insect possibilities out and decide which one to use as a color scheme develops. Alright. This is going to mean I'd have to build something a lot bigger and more Technic. Actually, the gold from this, if I make something like that, that could go well with the gold in his stuff already, so I might do that. And try to think about what kind of things all of those would make me think of. like what sort of animal. Do the Vizirac. Could give it a long neck. I guess I could. The one thing that's all I've never liked about the Vizirac is how it has this thing sticking down in the front. Because then that makes it hard to design like a jaw type of thing, because I just have this protrusion in its face, and the Vizirac head always makes me think it needs to be some sort of, why did my screen just get blurry? Vizirac has always made me think it needs to be some sort of like big bulky head, but this protrusion makes it weird. These are from Attack of the Clones. Oh, the Acklay? Yeah, that could work. I like that idea. Although the thing is, if I do the Vizirac head is bigger. So if I do something like that, then the head would be heavier, so the neck wouldn't stay up as easily. So I'd probably, or to do something like that, I'd probably use one of these two heads. Actually, because this one for the eyes to work, it requires one of these, which would make the head, like, because that makes the eyes in there line up right, which would have it had the head sticking out the back as... Vizirac is a torso. Actually, that could work well. I like that idea. I didn't think about that. Ooh, I just thought of something. I've heard that the Avmatoran torsos connect to these well, but I've never actually... Yeah, that could work. Those line up right, and then that can be where the ball joints. The indent would work like a saddle. That is a good idea. Alright, I'm going to connect this. This will be the start of the torso. We can have legs come out from there. And then the head there. Maybe add some sort of build to get it so there's more legs. Actually, how well... I'm going to get some Technic pins out. Why is it not pushing together? Did it work better the other way? Oh, that's stuck in there. Why is that conflicting? It went together a moment ago and I didn't have pins. Wait, how did I have that? Oh, it's because of this. That pushes against... Okay, I'll have to extend that with... If I extend it with blue pins, does it work? If I can successfully grab a blue pin. Oh my god, my fingers don't work today. Okay, no, that's still... That piece protruding is messing. Actually, there's a hole down here I can use, and then I'll get it. Or is something else conflicting with that? Oh, okay. I can do blue pins there, and that could work better. Or if I offset it somehow, if I set it there. Okay, actually, no, that works. I need black pin again. And a different blue one. Why am I so bad at having my fingers grab things? Okay, there we go. How did I have that working? Like that. Okay. Alright, so we have that together. Limbs can come out of there. How well does that... Okay, it's kind of small. Could there be a way we could make that bigger? Like, some build up the front before... Actually, that shouldn't be too difficult. Because I could use... Where are the pieces I'm thinking of? put some of these in and connect it to another torso so that it seems like it's a bigger space, because right now just having that be its whole torso feels undersized, at least in my opinion. So give it a long neck, use the pinhole section, some Technic beams. Could do that. Maybe. Okay. Oh, are you saying use this pinhole section? Or the pinholes up here? Sorry. The chat messages disappear after like half a second, and so I miss some of them and I have to go back and hit a few buttons to see them. Do you mean the ones on the first? These? Okay. Could do that, maybe. I was trying to think about how I'd get that to work. I have a lot of lime Technic pins, so those could bring lime into the color scheme, and that this head could work, so I'll get that one out. Would be a good way to do this. So I might use dark green to continue with that. More green stuff, but it's harder to reach. I'm gonna get that on this direction. Oops. He lost his knife. If I put him on this direction, how does that size up? I suppose that could work. Might build a carapace coming out the back, just to so there's something behind him. But alright. I'll see if I can figure out how to get some sort of neck coming up out of there. I might try to give him his knife back. I might try to reinforce it actually, like with some CCBS stuff. I'm having pieces come out this way and attach to the neck somehow. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do about it exactly, but I'm trying to think about how thick I want the neck to be. So how much taller should it be? So if he's here, I'm picturing the neck would go above his head, so like that height. So I'm trying to I'm gonna map this out on the table. His fingers fall off. Okay, so the height of that Technic pin is about where I'd want the neck to be. I just would rather have it more flexibility than one pin. Could put these on the bottom, thicken it a bit, I suppose. Alright. Actually, if I use one of these pieces, would that somehow create any connection points I could use better? I don't think so. Okay. Let me look through my parts real quick to see if anything gives me an idea. Actually, I did just get an idea, but a completely different idea. I'm gonna grab where out here. I can create a articulation like halfway up the neck by having the Technic pins connect something together like this, and so the neck will actually be able to move. And so because it's coming off here at the bottom of the neck, should curve up more. In which case, does this curve? actually more cute. Honestly, it would stick out like there and then come up. I'm trying to think if there's any parts that actually have an angle like that. Actually, I could make, if I did this idea, that could create articulation at this point. Actually, it might work better if I put it in that way, because then we'll hold in. And then, ooh, that's an idea. Actually, I don't have to make it a Technic neck. I can just still connect it with that part, though. If, hold on, I'm gonna try something and see how this works. Sometimes I think of an idea and I try it and the parts don't line up how I was picturing. If I were to do this, and then, I don't know if there's enough space in there to get both of these. Okay, there is. The neck could come up from that, like 2 layers of CCBS parts coming up. I could try that. Would that work? I'm thinking, because it, I feel like it would be better if I could somehow, I wish I had more Hordika heads to put in there, but I only have like 1 of those that's not in use, and I need at least 2, so that's not going to work. So I have to come up with this somehow. Is there a way I could get it to go that way without there being movement there? Actually, I suppose if I just put a piece behind it, then it wouldn't move. Let me find a Technic piece that will work for what I'm thinking. Here, if I were to stick this back there, and then, ooh, that doesn't want to slide in because of that piece. I can get, okay, there. And then the neck can come up from that. That still wobbles a little bit. I can connect that there, though. If I, oh, wait. Yeah, I can. I just need to find pieces that will let me do that. A lot of the smallest CCBS lens. Sorry, I just saw that message. I have more, 2 more in the green color. That a size smaller than that. I need to find them in my CCBS bin. I don't think I have a lot because I've used them on other mocks too, so I don't know if I have many. Where are they? Oh. I have a singular one not in use of the absolute smallest size. I need to order more of those. Those are really useful, but I couldn't make the neck out of those. I was thinking these could work either neck or leg wise somehow. Like, oops. If I put them, because the neck already has 2 parts going up, if I put these together like that, that would make it very thick around the head. I feel like that could work interestingly. I'm gonna try that real quick before I try making the smallest limbs. I just want to see how this would look. Actually, I need to put a piece down here so that stops wobbling. Actually, no, because if I invert that, it'll just wobble the other direction. Oops. Oh, shoot. I just spilled a bunch of pieces on the floor. Alright, I cleaned them back up. I'm gonna... If I can get this apart. I'm gonna change what piece is in there, because if I slide this in... Yeah, that's gonna stop the wobbling. Okay. Make it a Hydra with 2 heads. I'm not sure if I have 2 of the same head mold, or the 2 heads would go together that well, though. That's the problem. Because if we're doing something like that, I'd want the 2 heads it has to at least match, or, like, be the same head. See if I do this. Actually, I'm gonna go for the small joint. Use my last one. That way. And then I'll put eyes in there in a moment. I just want to see what that could work. Actually, that might be too thick. Well, it kind of works because of how wide the head is. Thoughts on this? Let's see if I can find eyes for the head, because I'll need those. I'll just push everything else aside for a moment. I'm gonna move 2 rocks, because I'm not affecting him right now. That could work. Let's see if I have other colors that could work before I put those in. I don't think I have a second of either of the blue ones, so I'll go with the greenish ones, just because that will match the color scheme a bit better, I guess. Move some things around so I have more space to actually function right here. I'm gonna try putting some armor on those to see if that makes it look better. Do I have another green one? Yes. Okay. If I do, actually I'll do it the other way so the bulkiness increases as you go up. Boom. Alright. for the legs. Oop. I might try to find a way to make something extend forward so I can put some legs directly below the front, because the center, actually, it seems like where the center of gravity would be, but I might add more of a carapace to the rear, so that would move the center of gravity back. Also, now I'm thinking about these. Could do that well. Or this piece. Actually, I have to think about if I put that there. Where did two rocks end up? Oh, he's over here. Okay. That. Oop, that piece keeps falling out. I don't know if that clip is strong or the handle of the blade is weak, but it's one of the two. So I put him there. Okay, that could work. So I like the slopiness of this piece. It does feel, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Just means I need to figure out how to connect it, which probably just takes like 2 pieces. And there we go. Actually, I'm gonna cut. Do I have a? I'll just grab a yellow one. I don't care. It's gonna be hidden anyways. There we go. That's the back. Probably make its limbs the lime color so that the front doesn't stand out too much. So if I have it like this now, does that feel properly sized? Yeah, it does. Alright. Ooh, I just thought of an idea. I could use the Technic parts up here at the front. If they can reach, that can be, yeah, his feet can connect up there. Alright. Let me figure out how to do that real quick. Like I need, do his feet have pinholes? They do have pinholes. That will make this process easier. Because then I can shove a pin through there. And then I need 2 of those connectors. Preferably in black if I can find any. I'm just going to go to the side of the back to see if there are any that are easier to spot. Am I on a deficit of the, like, double-sided pinholes? Where are they? There's one in gray. I should have some black. Hold on, give me a moment. I need to move this up there. I hate when there's like a simple Technic piece that I just cannot find. Oops. these? I thought I had so many. Gray one. I suppose if I can find a... Oh, there's a second gray one. Maybe we'll just do 2 gray ones. Alright. Now, put those up there. Stick his feet into them. Boom, he sits on it pretty well. And his hand keeps falling off. The reason his fingers fall out is because that hole is disfigured, and so they will not stay in. But, which is why I put his accessory in his left hand. Okay, cool. I'm gonna just get him out for now to make this thing easier to work on. He pulls the pins with him. Oh, dang it. Alright, so that's that done. Okay, now on to the limbs. Do you want to just do 4 limbs, or do you want to find a way to connect some more? Because I feel like connecting some more could be nice. How could I do that? Ooh, there's a piece I just thought of. If I stick one of these... Oh, one of those pinholes is being used. Shoot. Okay, there's a different piece. I'll work that. One of these, if I stick that there, I now have places to connect 6 limbs to make it into an insect. And so, I suppose it'll help it balance more. And I just thought of another idea. Of these 2 types of pieces, which ones should I make its feet? I'll set them there. The ones on the left or the ones on the right? Because I have a copious amount of both. The ones on the right? Okay, cool. Those will probably go better with the smoothness of this and the smoothness of this anyways. Alright. Let me get this out where I don't need heads or feet any. Actually, no, I will, because the feet are where those are going to attach to. Let me go ahead and just find some pieces then. those should be the last thing I need from my hand and feet box. So I can put that away and clear up some space on the table. Okay. Let's go ahead and connect these because I know I'm going to need to connect them. I feel like the front legs should start with a longer piece so they can come out, balance the front, but also go around where Two-Rox's feet would be. So maybe there's one of those really long CCBS joints. I should have some somewhere in here. Oh yeah, I'm holding some of these. But those front limbs can go out and not conflict with where his feet will be, but also reach to balance out the front of the thing. And the others, the middle ones, don't need to do as much because they're right in the middle. The front and back will hold most of the weight, so those limbs can be smaller, I suppose. So let's start them out with these. In the back, I have like the medium length pieces with like 1 or 2 holes in them. Do I have those anywhere? Not sure that I do. These Ben 10 pieces could kind of work as upper limbs because the like shaping of this part highly resembles the shaping at the top of this. And so that could keep like shape consistency, I guess. Although, yeah, I'll do that for the top limbs, so I don't know if I'll do that for the rest. Or I'll do it for the back limbs, I mean. Actually, I could do that. I have a ton of these things from the first wave of Hero Factory and from a couple Ben 10 sets that I've bought. I'm going to do that for these parts though, because those are at a weird angle. Alright. Should I do for the lower part of the front and back or the front and back limbs? Should I do a light green there, like what I'm holding, or should I do dark green to match the main carapace? I'm leaning towards light green because it will also match the neck and the ends of the feet. Also, I have 4 of the same light green joint, but for dark green, I have 2 different kinds. I'll probably go with light green, but if you think I should do dark green instead, then I'll probably, oh, they left. Okay, cool. I'm alone now. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of like the dark green. I could do color blocking. Because this is going to be a CCBS Slim. I'm just talking to myself out loud, but I don't really care. If that's a CCBS Slim, it's going to need armor, which I have more of. In light green. Okay, I'll do the light green ones. I should have a middle joint. That's a good idea. Actually, if I do that right away, I can have CCBS on the end and make that more flexible. Do we want to do that? I think, yes. This guy wants to get away. Kind of digging that look for the limbs, actually. The middle ones won't be able to do it as easily, but it's whatever. Here, I'll put these on the middle limbs. I had one consistent viewer for so long, from like 2 minutes before the live stream even started until now. Just hoping he'd stay the whole way through, but I guess not. Guess I'm alone again. Yeah, okay. I'm liking the look of this. I'm glad that they suggested to do an insect. Lyrics the third. Okay. While I'm finishing this up mindlessly, I'm gonna try to come up with some lore, because when I community post this guy and two rocks together, I want to make the community post have a lore. So I'm thinking post-apocalyptic wasteland, bunch of scrap metal everywhere. Like I came up with in the last stream, Two Rocks is a scribe going around interviewing other survivors. He rides around on this thing. I need more than that. Last stream I threw around the idea that the characters have armor on, because if they, like, the reason they look mechanical, like how he does, is because he's wearing armor that prevents the toxic atmosphere from melting his skin. And so I want to keep that idea because I think it's cool, and I want to make the lore for my characters in this be weird. And so I might stick with that idea. But I think of some other lore for Two Rocks. Recently, I was watching some Warhammer lore videos from Warhammer 40k. If anyone watching this stream in the future knows what Warhammer is, I'm assuming there's going to be at least someone out there. And in Warhammer, that should be enough pieces, right? Yeah. In Warhammer lore, there's a Necron guy. Necrons are one of the factions in the game. There's a Necron dude who collects just various things, and like, because he thinks, oh, the world is stricken by war or whatever, everyone's gonna go extinct soon from how bad we've destroyed civilization, so I'm gonna collect all this knowledge and history and artifacts, so whoever comes later after our civilization is destroyed can see what it was like for us and know about our history. And so I'm thinking in this post-apocalyptic world, there could be a character like that, and Two Rocks works for him and is going around learning about history and collecting notes on specific events. And for now, I'm going to keep the guy he works for as a mysterious figure. I'm trying to think about what that Warhammer character's name is. I think it's Trazen or something. Now I just want to give this guy some spikes, and he should be done, which was surprisingly fast. I was expecting building a creature to take a lot longer. I could build up the underside, but bugs are one of those things that I want to keep spindly, and underside isn't going to be looked at as much, although right here, not a big, actually, put it like that, and then here, what, where do I have that could be green? Oh, I just remember the Warhammer guy's name. His name is Trazen, I think, or like Trazen the Collector or something. So, trying to think about what I can name a character like that in this universe. I wouldn't want to give them a proper name yet, but like something to call them. But I don't want to call them the Collector, because in my stop motion Legends of Queth, there's already a character who's about to show up soon named the Collector. And there's also a species called Collectors, and then there's a character named the Collector. So I don't want my second Bionicle story to also have something named the Collector, because that's too many Collectors. So I need to think of a name to use instead. What kind of words sound or like are synonyms of someone who would collect things? That's what I need to think about. Also, I'm thinking, oh right, I was gonna armor the underside of these. Does this piece work? That piece does work. Nice. All right, cool. Actually, I might put. I think those come in black, but do I have them in black? I have one in black. I have two in black. Okay, these are gonna go there then. Actually, no, I'll put the green ones on the bottom. I'll put the black ones like here or something. Yeah, okay. So what names could go with someone who collects things? Or not just a collection, but like the knowledge keeper. Or like a museum. Ooh, actually, museum, something related to that could work for a character name or a character idea. What are the people who work at museums called? I don't remember. There's still no viewers watching this, so no one's actively here to help me come up with this lore, but people might watch this live stream later, which is why I'm still talking, to keep entertaining with commentary. And also so that people don't, or so when I bring up the lore in the community post I make about these characters, then people will know I came up with it rambling to myself. Alright. Now for the rest of these pieces, an odd number both of these, so I'm gonna put one of them there. I'm just trying to decide. I'll do that last in case someone joins while I'm doing that, and then I can ask them which will look better. Get the rest of these to connect. Black on the back or black on the front? Oops. Because then there's also this. Okay, here, let's look at it this way. Do I like that better? Or do I like that better? I think I like the first one better. Yeah, okay. Now, for these pieces, shove them on there, probably. Or I might just go without these spines, actually. And just do these all around. I think it will do that. Okay, so no piece there then. I'll put spikes there with like, not spikes like I was just showing, but the kinds of small spike. Ooh, I could put vines on this guy too. Because 2 rocks and vines. I'm gonna do that. That would be a cool way to connect the 2 characters together. I'm gonna put like a tiny stinger coming out of that, actually. That could be kind of cool. Now to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pins. Actually, blue pins will be easier to find. That's not a blue pin. Yes, you already have 4. Also, if this is a bug, I'm assuming this is the bug doesn't seem to, I guess this part seems kind of robotic, so it could be wearing armor. But could be a species of bug that's resistant to melted skin, or the melted skin atmosphere, because it could be mutated by it, actually. This could be a mutated creature. Something that the... I still don't know what to name the guy, but the guy who 2 Rocks' master, some creature that he gave 2 rocks to help him on his journey. And it could be like a bug that got like mutated to become, one, big, but also to become resistant to the melted skin. Or the melting. I'll call it the melting. And if you're exposed to it, it melts your skin. So this bug is genetically engineered. I think the bug should be a she. Partially just because a person who collects other people's stories riding around on a arthropod creature is exactly what Takua is in Bionicle, and so 2 Rocks and Takua are allegories for each other. So this is effectively this universe's version of Puku, which is the crab Takua rides. And so Takua is a she. I'm thinking this could be a she. I just need a name for it. But yeah, so she is heavily augmented by 2 Rocks' master. I'm also thinking that's why 2 Rocks has the massive, like, dorsal thing. Is he's still not resistant to the melted skin, but like somehow he's mutated or cursed by something, or augmented to have this big dorsal spine coming out. I like that idea. Well, I should give 2 Rocks a book if he's recording things. Or should we just say he has some sort of radio, like, recording device, which could be what this black bulky thing is down here. It could be to record. Sure, we'll just go with that, so he doesn't need to carry a book with him. Yeah, cool. Now I just need to put spines on this. I'm just gonna put this bin on the floor so I have more room. I'll clean up all the Technic mess I made later after the stream. And so I'll do all my building on this side for now. Okay. From the underside, it doesn't look as good, but it's decently low to the ground enough that I don't think that matters. Alright. Let me grab some pins and other things. First off, lime green spikes to go on the black parts. Oh, actually, don't forget about vines. Vines are a good idea, too. I'm just gonna get anything that's lime-colored and pointy out of this bin. Tupperwares are a surprisingly good thing for storing small quantities of parts like this. Also, if it's something where you need very specific things, but a broad subject goes together, for example, Technic pins or Technic connectors, which is what that one is, and plastic bags are a good idea because it's too much for it to fit in a Tupperware, but it's still transparent so you can see what you're looking for. Or eventually quantities get too big that you're just going to need bins like I have for most of my other stuff. Lego tips from Max. Or Lego sorting tips. Also, I saw in the community post I made earlier that basically, or at least of the 3 of my viewers who voted in it, no one has built a Bionicle. And 2 of those 3 do even know what a Bionicle is. So I am sorely disappointed. I'm assuming the 2 who said they don't know what a Bionicle is are probably just people from my school who subscribed to me because they thought it was funny, and then saw that post show up, and so they went, what the fuck is a Bionicle? Okay. We could also do some dark green vines. Go with his dark green parts. Sure, we'll do that. Okay, this is probably a good enough amount. This, actually, I was gonna say this could be a stinger at the end, but I just realized a stinger might work better as something like bright red. Yeah, I'll do like this at the end. That could be good. I'll see if I have something that's like, I feel like bright orange or yellow could be better though. I'll see if I have any spikes in that color. Do I have keyed orange spikes? I don't think I do. Could do this. That's not pointy enough. Huh. I would have thought that I would have had a spike in that color. I'll probably do somewhere in my collection. I'm just not finding it right now. But whatever. Alright. We'll go with red for that. We'll get them when we get there, though. Alright, so we're for the vines. These could go on the neck. Ooh, this thing should have, like, reins for him to hold. Ooh, I'll make that after I cover in spikes. Okay, these probably won't go on the neck then. But they go on part 1 of the feet. Just trying to think about which feet. Ooh, actually. Into the eyes of this. But, like, dang it, this thing detaches really easily because it's like half an axle is the connection point rather than an entire axle. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna connect some of these vines. Okay, I need friction adders on these limbs, please. Do I have enough friction adders? At some point in the past, I thought it would be a good idea to sort my friction adders like my other limbs by connecting them all together, but when you connect them together, because it's friction, they don't want to come apart. Shoot. Come on. That was... When you accidentally get 2 Lego pieces permanently stuck together. God damn it. Yeah, I'll try to force them apart with the brick separator. I don't even know if that will work. That might just bend the brick separator, to be honest. Let's see if I have 2 more. I I don't. These are my last two friction joints, at least in the sorted part of my collection. So that's a bit frustrating. Come on. This might be a dumb idea, but would this be easier to separate with a knife? Like if I get... Oh, there we go. That was not a dumb idea. Very scratched now, but it's whatever. I don't care about scratches. Don't worry about scratches. My village is dead. It's a line from Tahu in 2003, Bionicle, Mask of Life. I've only seen that movie like twice. I don't know why I remember that's a line in the movie. Alright, that's gonna hold the front legs up better. Cool. Alright, where do we want these two to go? Probably on these pieces. It also spreads out the vines across the mock rather than having them all bunched up at the back. Also, if you're not aware and you're wondering why I keep saying the word mock, mock is the LEGO community's term for something, or a shortened version of my own creation. So essentially, anything you build that's not an official LEGO set is a mock. Oh, I do have one of those spines in orange. Actually, I really like orange or red better is standing out. Because I mean, like, red is going to be like the obvious, oh, danger, danger, but orange. I'll go with red. Because I have less orange, which means there might be something better I want to use orange as in the future. Try to find another one of those because I only have 3 out. I should have more. I should have 6. As far as I'm aware, I have 6 of those pieces. Unless I used them somewhere. I don't think I did. Do I only have... Do I really only have 3? I'll check one last time. I'll like go through. I'm finding a lot of little ones though, so that's good, I suppose. But I want more big ones. Size does matter. I'm not finding any big ones, so I guess. Oh, I have a viewer now. Go with the... What? You can go with the light. Okay. Well, since you're back, I didn't see you got back, I've gotten much further. I'm now adding spikes to the thing. Although, I'm trying to find a 4th one of the big green things, but I can't find a 4th one. Also, I've armored... I don't know if you were here when I armored up the limbs completely or not. I even armored the bottoms of these ones. And yeah, so I'm gonna add spikes and then give it like reins or some sort of like handle thing somehow attached to the head or neck or something for 2 rocks to hold. And then that will probably be it. Also, this red piece is out here to be a stinger on the end of the tail. Alright. So I only have 3 of these, and I don't want to make this asymmetrical, so I'm going to get rid of one. And then I'll put these on these. Dang it, that keeps falling off because it's only half a pin to connect it rather than a full pin, so that connection doesn't work very well. On the official set, it has like a really, I think it has one of these going all the way through. Actually, I'm just going to do that. That will hold it on. Actually, no, that won't work because of the piece out on top. Never mind. Because that would conflict with the green part I put there. Okay, I'm going to put these. And also the lore I came up with for this thing and some more of Two Rocks' lore was that in this post-apocalyptic wasteland they're in, Two Rocks works for some sort of being that collects knowledge and stuff, because this entity or character knows or like believes that essentially civilization is going to end, or civilization is probably to end, but they think like everyone's going to go extinct soon, so they're collecting a bunch of knowledge about the world, so whoever comes next in the future will know what was happening now. And so Two Rocks works for this character to go around and like collect history from different characters and regions. I'm just trying to think of a name for the person he works for. And that person lended him this creature, which is genetically modified to be able to resist the skin melting atmosphere. Although Two Rocks isn't able to resist it, so he has to wear his armor all the time. These 4 are going to connect to parts there, so I'm trying to figure out where these 4 could go. I suppose I could put some the sides of the head. Also, I want to think of a name for this thing. I'm thinking it should be female. I just don't know what to actually name it. I'm never great with names. Normally I just think of some word related to the thing and then switch around letters in the word or like replace a few letters until I come up with a name. This will be the stinger at the end. Do I want to go that way or that way? I think I should go vertical on these front ones. Or not vertical, but upward on the front ones. But down on the back. Yeah, I like that. That seems to work. That is the legs and spikes and stuff. Now I just want to attach something to make like some sort of handle or like chain or reins type thing for Two Rocks to hold on with, other than just sticking his feet on. The feet are just to hold his lower body in place, but he should have some way of, for lack of a better term, piloting the creature. Dang it. That knife keeps falling out of his side. Okay. It sort of just sank. The whole thing just lowered its body by like an inch when I added him on, so I'm gonna see if I can make it taller. Dang. So this hand, this melted hand will hold whatever reins it would use. Okay. You like the lore? I'm thinking of, as I make the characters, making the lore be very weird, I guess would be the right term. Like, I was thinking of if, like, some of the characters were, like, cursed or mutated by various things. So making it so some of the characters have, like, strange designs. Like, for example, the brown protrusion coming out of Turox's back would be some sort of mutation that, like, extended his vertebrae backwards, and then he attached this green breathing mask to that. But also, I was going to give him, earlier in the stream, just after he left, I thought of the idea of giving him some sort of book to write his findings in. But since he had the microphone, I realized he could just, like, record them in audio somewhere. And since he already has this big black Mata foot. Oh, you were back in time? Oh, okay. That's strange. But since he has the big black foot, I was thinking that would be, like, the recording thing that, like, so rather than writing everything down in a book he could lose, it's all recorded in some sort of audio device he has strapped to his back. And then that sends the recordings over to his master, who I was trying to think of some sort of name for. But, okay, now I'll figure out how to get a chain on this thing. Could attach it there. Or is there an easy way to attach anything in the head? No. Okay. I'll attach it there, then, I suppose. I guess I could attach it to these. Here, let me grab some chain pieces. I'm thinking of doing minifigure scale chains, but just attaching a few together until it's longer and extended back. My chains here. Okay. Let me get these all untangled. Alright, I've got 4 of these. Now I have to figure out how to get these attached. I'm thinking pins, attach it to there, loops around to go like a bar through his hand, and then I'm trying to think if there's a way to, like, get it to not attach to the face, but, like, stay held up there somehow. But I'm not sure there's a way to do that, because this has no more open attachments. Unless I just drape it over the spike. This might be a dumb idea, but I'm gonna see. I'm gonna test something. How well does one of these go over that spine? Would that appear to scratch it? Not very much. Okay, I'm gonna do that then. I'm gonna attach. Actually, in that case, no, that's not long enough. I'll have to do an intermediary thing like I was doing before, but in that case, I might not attach it to the side of the body. I might just attach it straight on. Actually, do I have smaller chains? Because we have, like, a smaller length, and one big and one small should make the right length. A single light gray chain. All my chains are in my miscellaneous Lego bin, which is also just full of a ton of other random stuff. And so this might take me a minute to find the actual chain, the little chain pieces. I did these. That might be too long. Yeah, because that reaches all the way to him, and so that wouldn't have, like, slack to just reach his hand. just saw what I was looking for on the wrong side of it. Ooh, wait, actually that would be interesting. If I attach one of these, I'm just coming up with a random thought idea here, right? And then, or I could do that under the mouth and put the chains going to it. How would that work? Do you think that could be an interesting idea? I mean, this would, how would it look if I folded it under? Then it would be less noticeable too. And then I use pins to, or the tiniest length of lightsaber bar to attach all that. Okay. Oh, let me get my lightsaber bar. These aren't very, these are more like the pneumatic pieces. Okay, do I want to go under or over? I'm going to try out the look of both. How long? Well, he'd have his spear in one hand, so only one of his hands needs to hold on to this. So, if I do that, or try to center his hand more also. Maybe doing that could help. Try to not break his fingers off. Okay, that's not gonna, actually, if I bring that closer, is that long enough to go? No, it's not long enough to go in those. Okay, well, since that's not gonna go flat, I'll go under just so that it doesn't have this thing protruding off its head. If the rubber piece were less rigid and it like stayed down, then I would probably choose to go over. Okay, he doesn't grip that super tightly, but it's fine. Alright, that doesn't work as well as I was picturing. Oh, did I cross those? No, I didn't cross those. Actually, I'm going to go back to the over idea. And what happened to his hands? And try... I'm trying to go through like that. Okay. If I could get this pin to go into that Technic hole, then it would stay flat on the thing's face. Thing is, it's ever so slightly too far away. Also, he just lost his balance. Or she, I'm thinking of the spider creature being female. Although it might be entirely because I'm using Gorast's head, and Gorast is a female character, and so that's causing me to picture it as female, but whatever. Ooh. Got one side in. Oh, that didn't go in all the way, just partially went in. Oh, that's like stuck. Okay, no, that's not going to work. Shoot. Oh, I hate when something just barely doesn't go in. Oh, wait, if I lean its head upward, then its head's going to be permanently stuck leaned upward. Actually, it'll be easier if I don't have to twist these. I'm going to flip those upside down. Hopefully that didn't tangle the chain around itself too much. Okay, no, the chain is fine. Okay, I'm going to try putting two of these in here. See if that helps. dang it, that went over the side of the head again. Okay, no, that is pulled way too tight. That's not gonna do anything. Okay, that's... I'm trying to think if there's a way to force the... Actually, suppose there could be. Ooh. Would these pieces, by making that taller, make it closer? Oh yeah, that seems to work better. And then we line that up to go. It's this middle thing that's making it want to hold itself back. Well, I suppose, actually, let me get this in Turox's hand. I suppose the lower down head doesn't look too bad. The amount of neck articulation I put in earlier, ooh, okay, makes this slightly more posable. Actually, if I put these up, I can easily put pieces under them to hold them up in the moment. If I do that, that gives it a little more leeway. Okay, it's gonna have two weird protrusions on its body, but it's whatever. Do I have two of those I can stick under it? Those are two different colors. Okay. Dang it. I need to do a bricklink order and order more small CCBS limbs and more friction adders. Because earlier, at least in about half my collection is sorted. And in that sorted half, I have run out of the CCBS friction adder pieces, which means this thing's limbs will not stay up so easily. Dang it. Here, if I make him hold it upside down, it'll probably rest in his fingers better. Yeah, there, that works. All right. I've spent a moment too long trying to figure out how to get that on. Let me look if you've said anything. This is, oh, you must go. Oh, you left already. Okay. I didn't even see. Okay, well, I don't know how long I've been alone for. You said that one's 3 minutes. Nice. All right, well then. Did I bend that? Kind of. Actually, if I make that go under and just sort of squeeze it against, because there's like an indentation in the back of this thing's head. So if I squeeze it against that, it seems to stay there, or kind of stay up in there. Oh, dang it, one of the parts came out. Dang it, the other one came out. Easy way to get that to stay back there. Don't think there is. Okay. Well, we'll just slide that back on. Move the head forward. Fold that upside down. Move the head. Like that. Wish Turok's fingers weren't so loose. I think he lost one of his tools again. Great. One thing I don't like about spider mocks is you'd expect all the legs to balance more easily, but it seems to always sag slightly. Yeah, look at that happen. Okay. So he lost his little knife again. I'm just struggling to get this thing to stay up now. I should extend its middle legs maybe, because those are sort of floating. All right. We have whatever this is supposed to be. Here, I'm gonna see if I can get this head to extend out. Not really. How would you hold the reins? Move his arm back a bit. Here, I'll post his hand and then put the thing in it. All right. That is 2 rocks. And whoever we're gonna call the bug. This time, I don't think the guy in the chat gave me a name idea. No, alright. Well then, what should I call this then? Might just call it his steed, and then ask commenters for ideas. So I'm trying to put the chains back together. So 23 minutes ago, the one chatter who was here asked, do I have a General Grievous torso in the claw bin? And that's because I also put droid parts in here, and so General Grievous's libs ended up in here. So I just threw his torso in there also, because I didn't have anywhere better to put it. It's also why there were like skeleton and droid torsos in there. Actually, 2 General Grievous torsos. Alright. that is probably it for this video. The community post lore chapter I make about this, I'll ask comments for a name for the steed. I'm still trying to think of a name for the guy's master, or for Turox's master. So I'll give an actual name, just a word. I was throwing out the idea of a museum earlier. Ooh, what if I call him the exhibitionist? That's probably gonna sound really weird, but like, those are also the people who like run museum stuff, so I might do that. I might call his master the exhibitionist because he like collects and like displays all these ideas for future civilizations to find. Sure, I'm gonna do that. So Turox works for the exhibitionist, going around the wasteland to learn about other people and civilizations and the history of different areas. And he rides this trusty steed given to him by the exhibitionist. Cool, that's gonna be it for this stream. The next one will probably be a while from now, because one, I want to order a ton more parts, because this stream made me realize there's some stuff I need more of. And also, I'm about to start school, so I don't have as much free time to do streams. So it might be like past Labor Day weekend where I can do another one. But yeah, that's it for this effective video now, because no one is watching it live at this point. But if you're watching the video, suggest names for this thing in the comments or the community posts I put, or even give ideas for more characters I can make. Yeah, that's it for now. Adios.